Made some progress yesterday. Got the last wall panels up. Got these up this morning. I realized before I close this part up here that I'm gonna need to cut a hole for the air conditioner. So this little frame is gonna go in like this. And then I'm gonna cut the holes. I've already pre-drilled the guide holes. I'm gonna cut that from the outside. And we'll have a hole for the air conditioner, and then we're gonna put a vent on the roof. So I'm actually gonna cut a hole. As soon as I'm done cutting that hole, may as well climb on the roof and cut another one. Because we got the vent. I actually have it here, so I can install that before I do all the ceiling stuff. So lots of cutting holes today. Wish me luck. Rolling it now.
Don't you let my baby ride, man. Don't you let my baby ride, man. Don't you let my baby ride, man.
So the first thing to do is clean up the roof.
Ride.
I think what's funny, when you do enough work with tools, you start developing these relationships with them. My least favorite tool that I use is the jigsaw. I don't know why, but I just hate these rough cuts it makes, and it just wants to go everywhere. You gotta come back and clean it up, and it's just not my favorite tool. My impact driver, on the other hand, the miter saw, love them. They do exactly what you want, and very satisfying to use. Jigsaw is opposite of satisfying. Anyway, okay, moment of truth. I haven't measured it. Let's see if it fits. Like a glove. It's got a little bit of play, maybe a 1/4 inch, which is perfect. That's what we wanted. So yeah, I'll take the tape off, lay down some butyl tape, and get this thing sealed up. It'll be about 4 hours faster than when I did this same thing in my own van, because I was so nervous about cutting the hole. This is going to take about 45 minutes. That took about 5 hours. Off the extra butyl tape that kind of always oozes out the side, and probably could just leave it like that, but just for good measure, I'm gonna throw a little silicone piece around the outside. Okay, lay the silicone down. Done. But for now, trees. Oh. Okay, I have plastic all over my face and all over me. Gross. Anyway, I put up the ceiling, kind of, part of it. Super unwieldy panel, and then had to like cut out for the skylight. And yeah, but it's coming along. So I don't love how loose it is. I tried to keep it really tight, but it's really hard. Oh yeah, put up the ceiling insulation too. That was the whole thing. I had to get Sam's help for that. We came 6 inches, came up 6 inches short the end of the roll. I had to cut a little piece, but that was exactly the amount of membrane that we needed. Anyway, long story short, ceiling is up and insulated. Now I'm putting the ceiling paneling on. It's fine. I don't love it. I would have done a cedar tongue and groove like in the van, but they wanted to keep the budget down. So yeah, we'll make it work. But a lot of progress today. Good morning. All right, so new day today. As yesterday I finished doing the paneling on the side. I also put the ceiling up, put all the insulation in, taped it, and then started putting the ceiling up. But I really don't love how kind of saggy it is. I can't, where am I pointing? Right there. I think it's possible to make it not saggy by pulling it super tight and getting it really square. That's really hard to do. So I think for now, I'm gonna say no to the material, which is kind of like this like thin plastic. It's like a wipeable wall that I'm using as a ceiling. And I just don't think it's thick enough to support the weight of the insulation, especially over the longer stretches. And while it may be fine now, it's probably gonna sag out later. So nobody wants a saggy ceiling, especially if you can avoid it. So I'm gonna take that down. First big backward step, but it shouldn't take too long. And then I got some Luan, which is what they front doors with. So it's 1/8 inch, and I'm just gonna put that up instead. And then Sam can decide if she wants to paint it, keep it the white look, or stain it, give her a bit of color in here. So yeah, gonna do that. And it rained for like 10 minutes this morning and soaked everything I had out. So was not expecting rain in, what is it, June? Breaker switch, the lights, and boom. Right. So we're back. I got a coat of paint up on the ceiling, which is looking good, and I'm starting the bed. So yeah, hardest part, not getting the square. It's trying to figure out what is level in here, because there's no such thing as level. We're on a tilt. I assume that the frame maker made it square, but like the levels of the windows is what I'm going to use. So the distance from the I'm terrible at this, the bottom of the window to the top of the bed frame. And that's not even perfect because they're, common 2x4s, so they're not going to be perfectly straight. But same thing from here to here. So I've just got it balanced out, checking if that's the right height that I want. But I think it looks good-ish. It's not perfect, but it's gonna be, hopefully no one will roll out. All right, good morning. So I got the bed framed in yesterday. Feel pretty good about that. It's nice and rock solid. Yeah, so then I started doing the toe in for the kitchen cabinets. I'm actually gonna hold off on that because it's gotta fit exactly between here and the benches, and I think I wanna get the benches going, get the air conditioner situated, have somewhere to sit, and then finish the kitchen cabinets last. Not only because the cabinets will be the most complicated, but because, yeah, I don't have a table saw, and I'm hoping that one appears in the next couple days. Talking to a couple people about borrowing one, and that always makes cabinets easier. So yeah, the benches are a little less precise. I mean, they don't have to have doors, and I'm gonna have the top flip up. Cat box is going to go in there, air conditioner here, storage over here, so there's still plenty of stuff to build, but it's not as bad. So anyway, here we go. It's going to be a hot one. Finished up. Lots of cutting, lots of trying to straighten things out. That's going to be a hinge for there. This one's going to have a hinge for there. That one's not going to have a hinge. This one has a hinge for there. And this is the cat box. That's going to get a hinge door on the flip side, but yeah, a lot of cutting, and that is really, really difficult to do without a table saw. I've never made so many straight cuts, or straight cuts, ever. But yeah, it looks good. I'm happy with it. And then there'll be the table will be the exact size there, and that'll slot in and actually be the bed as well. Well, second bed. So yeah, I think we're ready to have a little dinner party. Feels good. So started the kitchen cabinets today, and the fridge is going in there, sink's gonna go over here, that's gonna be a workspace, there's gonna be cabinets underneath. I'm not doing drawers, don't have time. But yeah, it's starting to feel really good. You can actually see kind of how the whole space works together with the bed and everything. So yeah, happy with how it's turning out. So back at it again, doing some cabinet frames, which is a lot easier because I have an actual miter saw to make square cuts as opposed to a table saw. But got the cabinets kind of in there. There's some imperfections, as there will be, but I'm pretty happy with it. And yeah, now I'll try to do the frames. I'm not going to do the doors yet, but I want to get that done and maybe even start the butcher block so I can put the top on. So yeah, progress. Beautiful. I like. So I just brought the butcher block in for a little test fit. It's obviously not, it's not attached. But man, that looks awesome. Can start mapping things out on it, and yeah, but that's starting to feel like a thing. Got the trim started over there. Got the cabinet faces, which look great. This actually looks like I know what I'm doing. Shocking. Still need to do all the windows and this trim and all that, but got that trim up. Benches are looking good. AC's working. We're cranking now. Okay, cutting the butcher block. No pressure. Oh, it might be just too much meat for this guy. I just charged the battery. Okay, well. Need to get the corded saw. So I just tried to do the first butcher block cut, but you can see I only got that far because this thing is thick and it's hard and is not ply, so my saw just doesn't have enough horsepower. Fortunately, I have another saw. I have this skill saw that Ben has, but it's a new saw, and this is like the most important cut I've done. Actually, this one's not that bad, but the sinkhole cutout is the most nervous making cut because it could fuck up this whole butcher block. If I cut the end 1/8 of an inch short, whatever. But I just did a couple test cuts with it, and it's like the blade is on the other side, so it's like effectively cutting left-handed. And so I feel exactly like you'd expect doing something left-handed that you're used to doing right-handed all the time. So this is gonna be very interesting. Really wish I had a table saw. So we're gonna try this again. I'm really nervous about this cut. New saw, different direction, trying to match the beginnings of a 6-inch cut that I already started. Very important piece of wood. Wish me luck. Blade height set. I think I've got the gate lined up. Oh, nope, don't have the gate lined up. See my other saw? I have it dialed, so I know exactly how much I need the gate over. It's not quite 1 1/8 inches. It's like a fraction more. And yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Okay, great. Victory. And cutting it up perfect. So don't look at that line. That's not actually the real line. Yeah. All right. So that works. And the saw blade was sharp enough. It didn't fray the edge. I was able to sand that down and get a nice natural looking corner. Kind of matches the rest of this. So yeah. All right. Now I got to do the scary cut.
I never dreamed that I knew somebody like you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall.
All right, moment of truth. The hole's cut. I have the sink. Does it fit? She fits. no gaps. Wow, that was nerve-wracking, but all right.
With you. With you.
It isn't all glorious carpentry and, you know, making things. Sometimes you gotta scrub 70-year-old windows and get all the old caked up oil and grease and grime off them, because I don't want to do that once it's in the nice clean trailer, get everything messy. So getting in there, you can see it's just, that's gnarly, but we'll get it out. That's what they call elbow grease. So I'm gonna give you an example, one of many, why everything just takes so much longer. So I was like, oh, I'll just mount the grate, right? I got this nice foam gasket, and I put the gasket on the grate, or on the hole, which is a hole I cut to house the air conditioner. However, you can see there's a curve, and it's a flat grate. So of course the grate's meant to be flat. It's not meant for a curve. So I had to build up one side with more foam than the other. And then that still wasn't enough. So I actually had to use the tin snips and snip little triangles in there so that now, I can't show you with one hand, but now it'll flex. And out here like this. Now it will bend without creasing. So about to mount it, but that should have been a 10-minute project and it's taken about an hour and a half. So that's just how it goes. Welcome back to another episode of What the Hell is Jordan Making Today? I'm making a closet. So this will go right inside the door when you come in. A little space, maybe put some outside shelves on here, some hanging baskets. I just didn't want it to feel super cramped when you walked in the door. But yeah, and then this goes pretty much all the way up to the ceiling. And on the left side, we'll have storage, like closet hanging storage for more clothes and, you know, things that you don't want to fold up. And on the right side, separate it and be able to put food and pantry items, because otherwise there's a ton of storage in here, like all the boxes. There's gonna be massive storage under the bed, but there's really no place to like put food or anything that you want to access on a regular basis. So it'll be nice because this is the kitchen here, so you can cook and then you just turn around and have your food right there. So much simpler today than, I don't know, doing the kitchen. There's a million measurements you have to make for that. This is like, oh, make a big box. Although still sound like a broken record, but no table saw, big box, actually a lot harder than it sounds. Okay, update. So closet is almost done. I got the face frame almost done, but I ran out of wood for the middle piece, so I'm gonna wait to mount that middle piece before I put everything up there. But otherwise, that's looking good. It's got the stuff for shelves over here, so that'll be the pantry. This will have a hanging rod, so for hanging clothes. Below will be some, I don't know, shoes, whatever. But then this got the sink in, and I made a couple holes for things. So this is the cooktop, but I dropped a hole right behind it so the power cord can go through there. It's hidden, it's easy, you can unplug it. I didn't want a big outlet box up there because it'd just be ugly. And then this will actually be really cool. This is for a little drinking water pump. So the water that we're gonna have in here is all hose water, which is fine for cooking and doing dishes, but she'll be able to put under there a little like 3-gallon jug and then just pump it out manually. So yeah, got a window in. Don't know if I mentioned that, so that's 2 out of the 5 windows. But yeah, it's starting to feel like a thing in here. All right, so today I'm putting in some fixtures, which means we're getting closer. Just took this one out of the box. That's how it looks on the wall. Pretty nice. Need a bulb in there, but the butcher block's all mineral oiled up. We got the cabinet face frame in, so that just needs paint and some doors. So yeah, some good progress. I'm gonna work on the floor later today, but the fixtures are really starting to make it feel like an actual thing. So start trimming the windows too. So we've got a red dance floor. It's all taped down. This is the underlayment. It's got a little bit of squish, these like little foam balls, so it gets airflow, moisture barrier, and some cush. Very little bit, some. So floors are going in. Got little spacers there. I have a weird piece over there, but I'm just gonna float them for now. I don't know what the right way to do it is in a moving camper with hardwood floors. Never seen that before. But that's what we have, so yeah, hopefully they float and they don't cause too much movement or expansion.
What a wicked game to play.
Alright, today did a bunch of different things. I mounted the countertop in there, mounted the sink into the countertop, got the faucet in there, got the little water spigot mounted. I framed a window just to see how that was gonna look. Kind of did this little shaker style. I don't know, I just made it up, but it seemed kind of cool. Yeah, what else? Yeah, it's a lot. Started doing some other little trim stuff, like getting all that sorted, getting ready to do the tile, and then I'll trim all the rest of it. So yeah, we're getting there. I always find this the most satisfying thing in the last piece. Slipper fit. Don't even need a nail. Alright, so back at it, starting with the trim. You can see touching up the corners, getting all the joints to look nice and smooth. Did the trim on the ground. And then to start doing the trim up here to keep the roof in place, I actually need to do the tile first. And when I say tile, shh, don't tell anyone. I'm not really using tile, I'm using these like sticky tiles, so they'll be better with movement and everything else. It won't flex and the grout won't crack. So I'm going to do that, and then yeah, we're almost ready. Oh yeah, I did all the windows, so you can see. Got all the windows in and framed. But yeah, there's a little bit more woodworking. I'm going to do the cabinet doors and this cabinet door, but otherwise we're almost time to paint, and then after paint it's just finishing touches, so end is near.
To make me feel this way.